The North Mississippi Fish Hatchery is located west of Enid Lake on 58 acres of land leased from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It is easily accessible to locals and visitors from I-55. Phase 1 construction was completed in 2006.
We were fortunate that we were able to construct a brand new fish hatchery at Enid, a state-of-the-art facility. We raise close to 1 million fish there annually, probably 10 to 12 different species of fish, and it's an extremely important part of the Bureau.
We had hatcheries in Central and South Mississippi, but no hatchery in North Mississippi. So our goal was to have a hatchery that could stock fish locally in the North Mississippi area.
You know, most people, when they think of fisheries or fisheries biologists, they think of where are you going to stock fish. We're charged with stocking the freshwater fishery resources of the state of Mississippi.
Reservoirs, oxbows, state lakes, anything that's considered public waters in Mississippi show up on our stocking requests from year to year. The fish hatchery at Enid, Mississippi stocks several species of fish. They spawn and stock northern largemouth bass. They spawn white crappie, black crappie, the southern strain of walleye, and then the hybrid triploid crappie.
People don't realize we have walleye. We call that a species of greatest conservation need, and we raise those fish at Enid and are stocking those in the tributaries in northeast Mississippi.
The walleye is basically a preservation project. It's a unique species. It's a southern strain, which is genetically different than the northern strain. They're primarily nocturnal feeders. Not always, but they're very light sensitive. The guys at the hatchery, they'll collect brood walleye starting in early part of March. And once the female is starting to release the eggs or ovulate, she'll be ready to strip spawn, and they'll anesthetize her, strip spawn the eggs, strip the sperm from the males. They'll be mixed in a container, and then once fertilization is complete, those eggs will be placed into the McDonald hatching jars. And these hatching jars mimic natural water flow, keeps the eggs moving. Walleye take about 7 to 14 days to hatch. And once they hatch, they'll swim up out of the jars, those fry will be collected, and once their mouth parts are developed, they will be stocked into fertilized rearing ponds. The hybrid triploid crappie, we were looking at being able to stock a crappie in some of our smaller state lakes. To be able to put crappie in smaller bodies of water and not be concerned with those fish becoming overpopulated. And the hybrid triploid crappie came about whenever you triploid a fish, it becomes essentially a sterile. So instead of the fish spending energy for reproduction, theoretically that energy can be used for growth. They try to find female crappie that are very close to natural spawning. They'll collect those fish, strip the eggs from the females, they'll fertilize them with the sperm from the males, and then those eggs, they're very adhesive and sticky, and they'll stick together. They're treated with usually tannic acid to reduce the stickiness, and then they're placed in McDonald hatching jars. And they're in those jars until they hatch, until they become what we term swim-up fry. And at that time, they'll be collected, and once they have developed enough, they will be stocked in the rearing ponds as well.
We usually spawn fish in the spring, and we don't stock them till the fall. So we'll hold those fish in the ponds. Usually in the fall, late fall, early winter, when water temps start cooling down, those ponds will be drained, those fish will be harvested, and we'll select where those fish will be stocked in the state of Mississippi. When we induce them to spawn, particularly, for example, largemouth bass, bass are looking for a harder, firmer substrate to spawn on. So we'll take a spawning mat, just a rough, almost like a doormat. We'll put it in those raceways or the ponds in some cases. And of course, those fish are going to be attracted to the spawning mats,
which are essentially 18-inch square coconut fiber or a synthetic coconut fiber. And once those mats are placed in the tank, it may take a few days, but the females begin to make nests on them. They'll spawn, deposit their eggs on them. The hatchery personnel, they'll remove that mat, and they'll collect all the mats for spawns that one day and hang them in a trough. Once they're in that trough, depending on the water temperature, at 70 degrees, those bass fry will begin to hatch in 48 hours. Another day or two, those fry will be what we call swim-up fry, which at that point, they have their mouth parts, and they're ready to eat, and they're stocked into the grow-out pond.
We're fixing to go drain one of our shad ponds, redfin shad. It's the first time We've raised shad here at the North Mississippi Fish Hatchery, and it looks like we're going to be pretty successful with it.
These guys are well trained. Our employees do a great job each year. So very important program within the Fisheries Bureau is our hatchery program.